Okay, welcome to Financial Algebra, and we're in week 6. So we're going to go over a couple of things that are with week 6. It's kind of a super quick review. There's assessment at the end of this week on weeks 2 through 5. Some of you have started late with me, and that's perfectly fine. I think you'll be able to catch up. I think your goal should be like 2 a week, 2 weeks per week, and if you start with us later than this week, then you'll want to do like 3 weeks in a week, and I think you could do it. I think it's interesting stuff and are useful tools. So we have, what I want to do is I want to show a couple of, well, not yet. Let's talk about small kitchen, large living room, and why you picked it, and large master bedroom, small living room, large kitchen, small bedroom, a studio, and a studio is pretty much an open floor plan where everything is in one spot. The bathroom has a door on it, but everything else pretty much doesn't. So what I want you to do is I want you to defend why you picked the one that you did. And I don't think somebody voted yet, so I need everybody to vote as well. Perfect. So just defend why you picked the one that you did. I can't remember what I picked. Okay. All right. So we're inviting a special guest to come with us. Connect. Yes. And then just do enter as a guest, and then you're good. And let's see, one more thing. I'm going to put one more thing red. All right, so does anybody want to verbally share your thing, or just want me to read what you picked? And then Tavian is visiting, which I'm more than happy for Tavian to visit, and so if he wants to pick his answer while I'm reading the other ones. So anybody want to raise your hand if you want to verbalize what you said? Okay, I didn't see any hands raised. So I'm going to read them all. So Tanya, she said, I picked the large living room because that's where I spend most of the time. I usually have people over. We always watch movies and things in the living room. It is where we spend most of our time. Okay, I like that. And then Monte picked the large kitchen and small bedroom because there's more movement within the kitchen and the bedroom has fewer purposes. So I'm going to ask Monte, did your family spend a lot of time in the kitchen, like around the table and stuff like that?
Yeah, because the kitchen is like right across from the dining area.
Okay.
And our kitchen has more space.
Does it have a table in it?
Yeah.
See, I like that. I've been to houses where, like my sister's house, her kitchen is huge. And she has like an island, and then they gather and chat there. And I'm like, I like that because people can face, and you don't have to rearrange your living room because the living room that I have right now. It's small, so you can only like have one set of couches, not two sets of chairs facing each other. So I like that. And then Miriam, I picked a large living room and small kitchen because I spend most of the time in the living room, and living room is where more than one person, and that's where families usually hang out. So I like that too. And I'm going to read what I picked. So I picked a large kitchen, and it's because I have a very small kitchen. And when we cook, we don't really like help because there's not enough room for extra bodies in there. And then the small bedroom, because right now I have a small bedroom and it's feasible. I don't love it because I'm a person, I'd rather spend time in a bedroom with a lounge chair than in the front room, but that's my personality. But I've learned that it's okay to have a small bedroom as long as I have cozy blankets, then it's still good. And then Tavian, he picked a large living room because that's where almost everything happens. And I've been to places, like I have another sister, and for her, when they built their house, she wanted to have a big great room. So that way, if her kids had friends or anybody had friends, they could just all come over and hang out and be there. So I forgot to discuss, okay, so you answered the poll, I forced you to do that. Be able to enable your mic to discuss the prompt, and I think it's fine what we did. And then the next thing, we're going to have a discussion in just a second, and then I just want to go over the objectives. In today's webinar, we'll understand how to calculate the cost of flooring in a given area. And we'll look at a floor plan, and we'll calculate the cost, and we'll find an algebraic expression for it. So I have these two cool floor plans that I'm going to try not to run over anybody. Okay, I'm going to run over number 4 a little bit, and then here's another one. And who am I going to run over on that one? I think I'll just keep it to the side. So number 4, I'm just going to move you. You just moved. We don't have a number 7 anyway, so we're good. So number 4, I just ran you over with the pole, and that's cool. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at those two floor plans. I'm going to separate it a little bit. So the 1-bedroom floor plan and the studio floor plan. And I want you to, in your little cells, to write something that you noticed in each one. Like, it doesn't have to be an essay or anything like that, but just write something that you noticed in each one. Okay, so as you're noticing things, then what I want you to do is pick which one you would do, the studio or the one bedroom. Okay, so some of you are noticing that there's a difference in square feet. Who's got their volume up? I'm hearing volume. I'm hearing myself talk, and that's creepy. Anyway, and then what are some of the amenities? So maybe I want to make it bigger. So good, and some of you picked the studio, some of you picked studio. You can organize your stuff if you don't have very much. I'm one of those people who like gets creeped out with people seeing my bedroom. I can keep the rest of my house clean, but my bedroom not very clean. So I kind of like the idea of being able to close the door and make people go away. What do you notice about the bathrooms though? What? Yeah, it seems like it's smaller. And it just might need to be like, maybe I can make this picture big zoom so it's kind of bigger. What else? The one thing that I thought was interesting about the bathroom was this feature here. Can you guys tell what's going on there? There are two sinks. And why are two sinks convenient? Yeah. When I used to live in Australia, you'd ask to use the bathroom. So they'd show you a room with a bath in it and a sink. And I'm like, that's really not what I need to. It's not going to take care of the business I need to do. So when I was in Australia and also I think other UK countries, it's better to ask for the toilet so you actually get shown where the toilet is. And the other thing, just out of this part here on the studio picture, I think that's only a shower. Like, I think it's a bathroom, but I think it's only a shower, not a tub, because the other one looks like a tub, and then the shower. And then you can tell the kitchen is really small and tiny, and just all those things. So it's just kind of cool that you can see things. Um, the bedroom has a walk-in closet, but you have to walk out of your bedroom to get to it, which was weird. And the studio has a walk-in closet as well, I'm assuming, because of the way it's organized. But anyway, just some things so you become kind of familiar with reading plans, and I need to make this all go away. So we're going to switch screens. Okay, so here's a little story problem that I have. And so what you can do is you can delete the stuff that you have. We're going to read a floor plan and talk through solving it. Let's see. That's weird. Oh, that's what I want. So Monte, I'm going to switch you over here, switch sides, and Tavian, I think you're in a good enough spot, but I want that bigger. Switching you over Well, I'm going to make this big. That's what I'm going to do. So I think with making that big, I'm going to allow these ones to kind of creep up on me. I think that'll be good. Good enough. Okay, so Gabriella plans to carpet her living room except for this section. So I went online, it's kind of cool actually. I went online and found what's it called? A floor plan maker. And then that was my pretty design. Cool, huh? Except for the windows, like, got put in the middle of the room instead of saved them. These are windows. That's window space. And the windows, like, shifted on me. Okay, so this is the part that they're talking about. Well, maybe I'll make it yellow because I don't know how to make brown. Anybody know how to make brown? That's kind of brownish. Is it green and red? Seems like it worked. Okay, so this brownish something looks more like sludge. Sludge is disgusting. But that brownish spot isn't going to get floored. So we're not going to put carpet on it. So the area will be wood floor where she will put her piano. The radius of the quarter circle is 8 feet. If carpeting costs $9.55 per square foot, what's the cost of the carpeting? She will use 4 for living room. You put the word 4 in there. So I'll just do this. 4. There's a 4 in there. So how would we go about working out that problem? So I'll give you a minute to think. Okay, so how do you think we should approach this problem? And I'm going to ask Tavian what color he likes. What color do you like? Purple? How do you make purple? Lots of red and lots of blue? And that doesn't come up purple. Ooh, almost got it. Oh, I think I almost. It's kind of like a hot pink purple though. Oh, there we go. So we're going to have purple carpet. Because if you like purple, you got to have purple carpet. I know, purple's important. So what would be a strategy to find out how much carpet she needs? Because we don't want to overpay, especially if it's $10 a square foot or close. Oh, so I already know it's $41. Oh, something different. It's going to say it's only 4 square feet. It's got to be a little more than that, because if we only had 41 bucks, it'd be like 4 square feet, right? If we're estimating. So good. We have to find the area that's getting carpet. It'd be that purple. Now the best thing to do, and I'm going to do this with shapes, and then hopefully it'll work out. I don't know, it might not, but I'll try. The best thing to do is find the area of the whole thing. Now what's the area of the whole thing? Good. And so what would that be? Somebody with a cool calculator. Because I have no idea. Oh, 16 quarters. How many is 16 quarters? 400, right? Yeah. If I got 25, I think quarters. Okay, and then what we want to do is we don't want to shade I think, you know what, I'm just going to have to do this. We don't want to shade this quarter of a circle. How do we find the area of that quarter of the circle? So then we want to subtract that. So we want to subtract the quarter of the semicircle. Well, the quarter circle, semi means half. So how would we find that area? Well, we know the radius is 8. And how do we use 8 in our formula? Do you remember? Anybody remember that formula? It's Village Inn Day. You can go eat pie. There's my hint. Yeah, so it's pi for a circle. The area of a circle is pi r squared. But we only want 1/4 of it, so we're going to divide it by 4. So somebody with a cool calculator, do pi 8 squared divided by 4. No, times 8. So do 64. We'll do part of it in our head. 64 times pi. Eight squared is 64. So this, in your calculators, you should put pi times 64 divided by 4. 201? Anybody else get that too? Seems like a big number, but it doesn't mean that it's not. It just seems like it's a big number. 25 times 16, 5, 20, 20, it's there. Oh, okay. That would make it, that would keep it big. What was it? 50.2? So we're going to go ahead and just say 50. I usually am a lot more exact than that, but I probably want a little bit more carpet because we don't want to go, oh, we just barely missed it. And so a little bit more carpet is okay, so a little bit lower. So what we need is we need 350 square feet. And you can represent that as FT squared. And how much is that going to cost us? How are we going to find how much it costs for 350 square feet? Good. Tanya did too. So we're going to take these two numbers times, oh yeah, that would give you a little bit. So we're going to multiply those two, and so when you have 3342.5, what should I do after the 0.5? I need to get rid of all this stuff. Poof! It's all going to go away. Just takes my thing a long time. Okay, so we have 350 square feet. And at 955, it's going to cost $3,342.5. And a really good idea is to tag on that 0, so people know it's 50 cents. Because most of us, if we don't see that 50 cents, we're like, what does that number mean? We're thinking it might refer to something else. But if we tag on that 0, then we're like, oh, do they mean money? That's just for me, anyway. So we're going to, these are areas taking away. So we take the area of the whole and subtract the shaded area, which I unshaded. So I got to shade it again. Shade, shade, shade. Here's my shaded area. And then we lost the purple carpet. That was a little bit sad, but we'll be good. Okay, so this one's kind of complicated. As in, I don't think it's all that easy, but it's the same approach. So what I want you to do is put in words what you should do, and then we'll kind of take the steps as to following through. Because when we throw in letters, people tend to just go, it's ugly. I gotta quit now. Oh, somebody's birthday. It's the E2020 classroom. And then ROTC is over there. E2020 is that one right there. Yeah, I think they're done singing happy birthday. So tell me like the process. We may not get what it looks like exactly, but tell me how to attack the problem. We're not at that point yet. It's kind of like in our last one where we said we take the rectangle, find the area of the rectangle, and then we subtracted the other geometric shape. How would we attack this one similarly? Okay, so this is kind of what I'm hearing you say. The big one minus the small. Is that what I'm hearing you say? Okay, so how do we find the area of the big one? I'm just going to write it. Don't try to do too much in your head. Well, I mean, you can. Some people are a lot better than I am. I'm not very good at doing math in my head. So I'm just like, well, I know I want one side times the other side. Okay, well, mathematically, you just stick them together. You might need to use parentheses, like I had to use parentheses. And then what would be the area of the small one? Yep. What we want to do is we want to make sure we're going to subtract it. But then I'll write it as x plus 2 times x plus 3. Okay, so this is where life gets a little bit harder for some people, and other people are like, oh, this is great, this is a favorite part.
For the small one, can you just do 2x plus 8x? Could you just combine them like terms?
Oh, no, because you got to multiply. You got to do the FOIL thing. Remember FOIL? Good, I don't like the word FOIL. I like Granny Funny Facey better. So if I multiply the parts, so I get 3x squared. Oh, I know where I'm hearing my voice from. Plus 15x. Then we want to subtract. And this one I'm going to work above, and then I'll write my answer down there. So if I have x plus 2, x plus 3. Remember FOIL? I'm going to do Granny Funny Face, but you get the same answer. So x squared, and then 2 times 3, what do you get with that? So I'm going to put that on the outside because those are my outsides. And then I'm going to get the best part. What's that? It's plus 2x plus 3x. Combine your terms, so I get x squared plus 5x plus 6. So then I'm going to subtract the whole thing. X squared, put my parentheses around there, x squared plus 5x plus 6. okay? And then I'm going to have to write sideways, which be sideways for you, but not for me. So then I get 3x squared plus 15x. I don't like what I'm doing right now. I gotta undo it. Write smaller. Minus x squared minus 5x minus 6. Then I'm going to put the answer in this box. So then I get 2x squared plus 10x minus 6. Can you see that minus 6? Yeah, you can. Okay, so kind of weird. If you got something like that, I'd make it a little easier. But it's the idea of the big shape minus a small area. Cool. Does anybody have any questions? Don't forget that there is an assessment for this week. It's in week 6. And if you guys are catching up, keep catching up, get your work done. And if you need help, then call, text, email me. And if you need help with other math classes, or I don't know, I don't have any extra money, so I can't give you money help. Alrighty guys, we're good.